All right, lads. Welcome back to me podcast. Cheaper than therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? How you doing? You good? Nice. Glad to hear it. Listen, thanks for liking, subscribing, and share. Make sure you subscribe. I say that all the time, right? The numbers don't match. The views, the listens, they're up there, but the subscriptions don't match. Hit the subscribe button. That's all you got. Hit the subscribe button. Mute me. It doesn't matter if I pop up on your thing or not. Right? Do that. Just be glad, be happy to do that for me if you could. Thumbs up, thumbs down, all the usual. Any shows coming up? See me live. I got a few. I'm in the city this week at the comic strip live. I'm at the Cellar. I'm at West Side Comedy Club. All coming up in June. Got a bunch of spots around. Big shows to promote. Nothing really. The biggest one I think is in Myrtle Beach this summer on the 26th of August all the way down to September 1st. I am at the Comedy Cabana. That's 9 shows. That's ridiculous. By night 4, I don't even know what joke I'll be doing. And you know what I mean? It just gets like that. I'm also looking to put together on Long Island. I'm talking to Governor soon about getting just a small room and putting together of just a whole hour of me working on brand new material. So come down and see how the sausage gets made. I'll get that back to you recently. All right, I want to talk about some things this week. I want to get into something really, really serious that involves your hero here. But before I do that, I just got back from Florida. Thanks to everybody who came out in Florida. I do look like, right, I was in Florida. I do look like I hang out with Kid Rock based on this outfit. I really do. What you hear cracking in a beer, it is a Diet Coke. You gotta watch me figure, don't you? Before I get into that, I just want to say, ladies, congratulations. Congratulations. Your expectations have now been lowered. Very happy for you. I kind of am waiting for that to happen to men so we can kind of stop giving a shit, right? Big shout out to two big game changers this week. I'll get into the woman comment in a minute. Big shout out to the game changers. Miss Alabama. She won Miss Alabama. Sarah Miller something. And then a big shout out to Miss Maryland. Why am I giving them a shout out? Well, Miss Alabama is about 420 pounds according to my source. Yeah, she's a big girl. And Miss Maryland is a dude. Is a trans woman. A trans man? Well, I don't know I don't know the order of that actually. If you're a man turning into a woman, you're a trans woman, right? It means you're I don't know, whatever it is. But anyway, a former man is now the winner of Miss Maryland. So there you go, girls. You don't stop trying. Men we got it covered for you, girls, right? We got it covered for you. Don't worry about it. I mean, you were making great progress. Like the WNBA was going from 11 people watching to now 22, slowly going up, right? That was good, right? You brought in Caitlin Clark. She's racking up the number. I still haven't watched any basket. I refuse to watch it. Not I'm not a bandwagon person, right? I got nothing against women's sports. I think if anything, tennis is one of that is whenever Wimbledon was on, when I used to watch Wimbledon, I would always watch the women. And this was back in the day when there were like ugly women. Martina Navratilova, right? Oh, lovely woman, but oof, is she a hound? And I used to love watching that. I used to love watching the women's tennis. I'm a big fan of women's volleyball. My favourite thing in the Olympics every year, in the Summer Olympics. Women's volleyball. It's the best. It's the gymnastics, women's gymnastic. Glued to the television I am when that comes on. So big fan of women's stuff. But you don't have to do it anymore. Men, we have it covered for you. So now we're winning your beauty pageants for you. Isn't that nice? Stop trying. Stop trying. Men have got your back. Right? Then we go to Alabama. She's 400 and something pounds. Listen, I got nothing. I once was a fatty myself. I once was 280 pounds. That happens. Now, when I was 280 pounds, I enjoyed getting 280 pounds. I'll tell that story one day, how I got that big on purpose. Right? I'll tell you that story another day. But yeah, she's 400 and something pounds, 420 pounds again, according to my source. Fact check me on that one. And it was a beauty contest. Now, of course, Mick, listen, we all know beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Of course it is. Of course it is. I got nothing against the woman. I don't know her. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. I'm sure she is an absolute doll. But what about the other women who lost? Now, you might first of all, the jokes come in, well, Mick, it's Alabama, right? I've seen the jokes come into me already. It's Alabama. Listen, swung by Alabama, swung by there, did a bit of comedy there, not about 3, 4, 5 years ago. Tasty women down in Alabama, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to do any jokes about Alabama women because you expect me to do the cliche hick jokes who's got one tooth between them and all that stuff, and I won't. Women in Alabama were adorable, they were polite, didn't talk back, big fan of that, and I liked Alabama. So it's just weird with standards of beauty. I wouldn't have put this lady, now again, this lady, you know, I got nothing against her. Would I? She's the type of woman you would see, like, if you know when you check into a hotel, like, and she's behind a desk and she hates standing, right? And then like she prints out your, like, she checks you in, can be your credit card and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then she goes to print up now, but she doesn't get up and walk to the printer. She slides the chair on the wheels to get the thing from the printer. Like, she reminds me of one of those girls. Again, nothing against her. But my point is, to the other ladies out there, don't go to the gym anymore because you don't need the gym. So these other Alabama girls who are out there, right? They're miserable. They're fighting with their boyfriends, husbands. You know what, honey? You're mad. You're just, have a cookie. I can't have a fucking cookie. I can't have a cookie. I have a beauty pageant to win. I've Miss Alabama coming up. I got to learn how to juggle knives and flames. Right, I gotta memorize states backwards. I gotta do for the swimsuit, all of that stuff. I got all these things to do. I can't be worried about eating a cookie. They've got to take this serious. But this one, she changed the game. She's a plus size model. They say, are you? Now I'm sure other comics have done this before. I'm almost positive. But are you though? Are you a model? Because I remember Claudia Schiffer. I saw her, man, when I was a teenage boy. Oh boy, I just one picture of her in my locker and work when I used to work in a supermarket. It was her in stockings and a busty garter thing, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Right? I was a model. Right? This lady just is a woman who gets her picture taken. I've done it before, I've said it before, I'm sure other comics have talked it too. And I don't want to turn this into a fat shaming thing, because that's not what it is. And again, I can say that. I used to be 280 pounds. Right? I used to be 280 pounds. I got a picture of it. Ask me for it, I'll send it to you. I don't care. But my point is, ladies, you're done trying. You don't have to anymore. When I go to the gym and I see a woman, I'm just going to walk up, put down that weight, pick up Jersey Mike's. That would be a good advertisement, right? Why isn't Jersey Mike's advertising on this show? They should. Hey, ladies, put down that dumbbell, pick up a footlong. Oh, they don't do footlongs, that's Subway, right? Put down that kettlebell, pick up a sandwich. There you go. You'd watch that commercial, right, wouldn't you? A girl, she's running, she's at the gym and she's fucking on the battle ropes and the ropes are flying and she's sweating and you're like, oh, here we go, another Nike commercial to make me feel bad about myself because I can't achieve that fucking rock hard 6-pack abs. And all of a sudden I walk into the camera and I just go right out. I look at the camera, I talk to her, but I'm not even looking at her. You know those commercials? Like, I just hold up the product, I don't even look at her. I don't give her respect. No respect for her. And I just walk in and I go, hey Susan, what are you doing? Put down that dumbbell. Pick up this BLT. Jersey Mike's. Right? Get Jersey Mike's, hit me up. I don't do advertisements, but I will maybe put it behind me in the background, the Jersey Mike's logo. I'm open to it. But anyway, so congratulations to you other women out there, the other women, the ones with equipment. Good for you that you no longer have to compete in this one, because men, we got your back, so don't do it, and don't go to the gym anymore. So either way we're done. The Miss contest thing is it's in the bag now. It should be wrapped up. Congratulations. The other thing I wanted to talk about now, this is pretty serious. This is a serious thing. Mick Thomas has been doing comedy for 17 years, stand-up comedy, and I've been around it, right? And I've been a fighter, kickboxer since I was 10, and I retired kickboxing at 27, and then I kept boxing for maybe another 10 years, I would say, right? So I have a lot of experience with scraps and rows and fights and that kind of stuff, but never had beef. I've never had beef with anybody, you know, like what's that Taylor Swift song, Bad Blood? And now we have bad blood. That could be the episode. I could call it Bad Blood. I don't know. But something happened this week, lads, where Mick Thomas is going to the mattresses. Right now, this involves my buddy Sean Finnerty, Irish comedian. Before I go any further, this is very important. I state this: the words that you're about to hear on this episode from here on in do not reflect the thoughts, concerns, or opinions of Sean Finnerty. Alright? However, he did bet me $5 that I wouldn't talk about this on this episode, so I'm going to do it. But they do not reflect Sean Finnerty whatsoever. I just got back from Florida. Working with Sean Finnerty. Had a fucking blast. Love fucking Florida, man. Thank you to Porky's. Thank you to all the people that came out. Had a great time. Go to Porky's if you live in Florida. I have had the best meal. I could not believe how good it was. The best burnt ends, it was called, or something like that. Fucking delicious, man. Delicious barbecue. Anyway, so I'm in a. There's a bit of a feud going on now. Now, what kind of feud am I going on against? First of all, I want you to relax. Mick Thomas is safe for now, right? But there could be drive-bys involved. I don't know how serious this is going to get. I thought I turned the fucking burner off. Now it's kicking on again. Anyway, I wanted to, you know, I've been in fights and scuffles before, so I am in a bit of beef, bit of trouble now. So now, is this beef as big as the Jews and the Palestinians? Probably not, right? It's close call. Is it as big as the Bloods and the Crips? Probably bigger than that. Is it bigger than? Is it like Tony Soprano and Johnny Sack? Yeah, it's big, definitely bigger than that one. It's real beef here. So let me give you some background on it, right? Let me give you some background on this. So basically, another comic circle, another group of comedians in I won't mention the town and I won't mention their names. If you want to find out, do a bit of research yourself. It's not that hard. It's a bit digging. I know you women will find out. That's for sure. You women are the best at it. So here's the skinny. Here's what's going down. So I'll give you a bit of background first before I go into it. My buddy Dave Nihill, comedian from Ireland, he set up a company called the Real Irish Comedy Tour. Now, some of you may have met me on that tour. Usually, Dave has a variety of Irish comedians from Ireland off the boat. That's all he puts on his show. We've had Mick Thomas, Sean Finnerty, Katie Boyle, Martin Anglo, Ger Staunton, Adam Burke. These are all, Irish-born comedians who either come to Ireland, to America to visit, or they live here in America now. So we had that was our, and we would tour, and we would do theaters and festivals, and we would do thousands of people, right? Thousands of people would be the schedule. So there is another group out there, right? Another group, a comedy group, who are of Irish descent. And they are, I'm not going to mention the city that they're from, because again, I don't want to call them out by name, but they so they posted something this week, right? So let me tell you what happened. So a comedy club who me and Sean Finnerty are coming to, we have a show coming up with this comedy club. Me and Sean Finnerty, by the way, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we had the Real Irish Comedy Tour. Dave Nihill went on to become very successful in stand-up. He built up a massive following. Now Dave travels the world doing big theatres by himself. He no longer needs Mick Thomas, Sean Finnerty, adding to the spice of his show, adding to the strength of his show. Dave knows what he's doing. Dave Nihill, funny guy, go check him out. Sean Finnerty, hilarious, my good buddy, check him out. Now, so Shawnee boy and myself figured, like, you know what, man, this is going, like, we're doing pretty well, like, let's go. And some of you came to see us this year, right? We did Philly, we did what did we do? We did Boston, we did Rhode Island, we went to Florida, Nashville, Chicago, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. We've been to other places I can't remember. We went to, I said Philly, right? Philadelphia, yeah. We did a theater on Long Island, for fuck's sake. right? We did really good. We did really good, and people came out to see it. And so me and Sean Finnerty decided to call ourselves the All Irish Comedy Tour, because we didn't want to say the Real Irish Comedy Tour, because that was Dave Nihils, that was his product, right? Now we're all cut up to speed. So Sean and I will still do shows called the All Irish Comedy Tour. Now, one of the clubs, or venues, we'll call it a venue, not a club, has us coming up soon. Now, here's what happened. We sent out our flyer, and some of you may have seen it, the All Irish Comedy Tour, Mick Thomas down the bottom, Sean Finnerty to my left. All Irish Comedy Tour, Mick Thomas, Sean Finnerty, that's what it is. The venue decided that there was an error. The venue made a mistake, and the venue printed the wrong name. The venue put a different name on it, okay? Now, the venue put a name on it, not thinking it's a big deal, but the name they happen to put up happens to be from this other group of Irish comedians. Now, when I say Irish comedians, they are of Irish descent, meaning their great-great-grandfathers once came over here on a boat. Now, they posted this thing online. The reason why I'm saying this is because I sent them an email. I sent them a nice letter. I sent them everything. Like, oh my goodness, mate, was not going to step on any toes here. So sorry you got upset about that. It wasn't us. It was the venue. Here's the flyer we've been using. Here's our name. Here's what we've been doing. We are in no way taking your name to try piggyback off your amazing product. So, here's what they post on their page. Now, I don't even know if they took it down. So, here's what they wrote on their page. Greetings. Now, I'm going to edit some names. Greetings. It has come to our attention that somebody decided to use our copyrighted tour name to produce a show. This is not the blah 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 blah. That's the name of their thing. As found, blah 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 tour as found at, gives their website. Our official site is where you can find our upcoming tour dates for 2025, and then they tag the venue that's coming up. Then they put at the bottom, they go, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. Oscar Wilde. Now, let's break down this message, right? It has come to our attention that someone decided to use our copyrighted tour name to produce a show. So, they're assuming that we're trying to piggyback, me and Sean Finnerty are trying to piggyback off of their show. Now, first of all, me and Sean Finnerty, being two Irish-born comics, if you've come to see us, we don't talk about being from Ireland. Now, this organisation go up sometimes dressed as leprechauns. Yeah, this is who we're up against, right? And you think we want to piggyback off people who dress up as leprechauns? Sean Finnerty and Mick Thomas, we go talk about stuff. We sometimes we offend people, we upset people, which isn't our goal, which is definitely not our goal. We're just comics. We're comics, we're comedians. We think about what we write about. We do not write our material based around the fact that we're from Ireland. In fact, we talk about it constantly, about how much we actually kind of we have our opinions on comics from other countries who've lived here for 20-something years, and they kind of still act like they're surprised that buildings are so tall. Do you know what I mean? Or I'm so confused because you say this and your cars are driving on the other side of the road, sure lads. That's crazy, right? We kind of have a bit of fun on those with our own opinions. No, we're not throwing any shade to lads and ladies who do that. It's just not our approach to stand-up. So these lads, right, and like the type of jokes you will get will be something like, what was one that I heard on there was like, oh yeah, it was, I'm so Irish that I have a picture in my house of Bono having a pint of Guinness with Jesus. Now, some of you are probably laughing at that. Hopefully you're laughing ironically. If you're laughing at that because you think it's funny, you are no longer my kin. Unfollow me. We're no longer friends, right? We will never agree on anything. But funny enough, that's the type of humour that they are. So these boys are really upset that, here's the funny thing too, you brought Oscar Wilde into it. That's how, no need to bring Oscar Wilde into it, right? It's a copywritten name. Call your lawyer up. How about you do that? How about you get your lawyer involved? to call the venue and sue us. How about you do that, lads? Right? I'd rather you sue us. I'd rather a cease and desist come to my front door, right? Or the comedy venue's door, the theater, and which, by the way, the name has been changed, right? We changed it back because, again, it was a misunderstanding. But I'd rather that than bring Oscar Wilde into it. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, you've crossed the line now. That by the way, it's the ironic thing about it is that, like, they're just like red-faced, angry guys who've drank way too much in their life and it's caught up with them. You know that red-faced drinking. They're like, oh, Uncle Harry drinks too much. You can tell his face is constantly flush. It's one of those lads. Now, I've never met them, right? And the reason why, like, I'm saying this is funny because you never wrote back, lads. You saw the message and you just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you could have just taken the apology, but instead you went and you sulked and you made posts about it. So if you saw the post, right, just so it you know, you're probably thinking like, oh well, Mick Thomas and Sean Finnerty, the All Irish Comedy Tour, we definitely do not need to piggyback on a group of lads who dress up as leprechauns and bring a fiddle on stage. Do you know what I mean? We don't need that. So I'd rather come on here and defend my honor. And if you wanna, like, you know, if you want to go back and forth, that's fine too, but have some decency to accept the fact that it was a misunderstanding and go, no harm was done. Because I can promise you, any tickets that were sold, they don't think they're going to see lads dressed as leprechauns. I know for a fact they're not. Because once we changed the name, right? They didn't go, the ticket sales, people didn't go, we want our money back now. Because we were expecting the lads with red faces dressed as leprechauns talking about Bono having a pint of Guinness with Jesus. It just didn't happen. So if you want to reach out to me, lads, you know where I am. You received my message. You received my email. I don't have your number. If I had your number, I'd pick up the phone and call. I'd love to hear from you. I really, really would. And just let you know, the All Irish Comedy Tour is continuing to keep rolling. We're continuing to keep doing shows, me and Sean Finnerty. We'll be coming to a town near you, hopefully. And we'll actually be coming to your town. We did your town. And we did really, 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 really well on ticket sales. You know what I mean? And nobody came up and they said to the show when we were taking pictures and kissing babies at the end of the show. Signing tits, right? Men's tits, because a lot of those people in that town are kind of chunky. And nobody came up to us and go, you know what, we thought you were the other group. We were expecting leprechauns, fiddles, and Jesus and Bono jokes. They were quite happy with the product. If you want, you know, and if you want to, reach out to us, lads. Reach out to us. We're more than happy to kind of go through what we do. We'll give you tickets to a show. Come on down. We'd be more than happy to come down, to bring you down, comp you for the tickets. We'd love to see you. We really, really would. Anyway, I have to go. It's getting late. Show's running over time. It's been a pleasure talking to you as always. I guess that's it. Thanks for liking, subscribing, listening, watching, or listening, whatever you're doing. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.